Hey folks, Adam here, doing a quick vid. I found some pretty sweet stuff over the weekend and some other random pickups that I just got. First off, I went to Vintage Stock over the weekend. I got a little bit of footage as you saw, and we picked up a couple of things, but the main thing we're here for today is I was able to find a Sega CD game that is pretty dang hard to get a hold of for a decent price. And I went ahead and picked it up. They had it in their case. This is why I'm mainly shooting the video, so let's get right to it. The game I picked up, folks, was Snatcher for the Sega CD. This is a tough one to find, folks, especially in good shape. This case is phenomenally in good shape. I mean, there's no cracks in it at all, which is rare. Usually there's at least some cracks. But it's on the hinges on both sides. And let's open it up and look at it. It is complete. And this game, even not complete, goes for, more than I actually paid for this one. So I felt like I got a deal, but I'm going to let you all think on. Come on. I don't want to crack the case. Hold on. Come on. Well, there we go. Anyway, I'll let you all think on what I paid for it, and I'll tell you closer to the end. There's the disc, and it is damn near flawless. There's one minor surface scratch on it, kind of up at the top, and I don't know if you can see it or not. But other than that, there's no scratches on it at all. Whoever's this was took really good care of it. We got the protective foam in there. And the instruction booklet. I went through the instruction booklet page by page. It starts off with this comic book, and then it's got the directions and everything. I went through it page by page. There's no writing in it at all. And there was also this registration card for Konami to register the game that was still in it. And I put my receipt in there so I know what day I bought it and how much I actually paid for it and everything. But Snatcher, that one it's one of the tougher ones to find a good copy of out there, and I was glad to find it. So other than Snatcher, which is what I really wanted to talk about, I'm going to actually play through it now that I have it. But we picked up a couple other games. In their case, they had Super Nintendo game. I went ahead and picked it up even though it was missing the directions. I picked up another copy of Super Metroid. This box is like cherry. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this box. It's in one of the best conditions I've ever seen a Super Nintendo box loose. But the card inside is a Blockbuster rental, so it's got a couple stickers on it. Which I don't understand how the box is so flawless. If this was a Blockbuster rental, I thought they would have put the box out on the shelf or something. So they might have just stuck some random card in here. I don't know. I was able to get most of the sticker off the back, but the important thing was I was able to get it off of the sticker without damaging it. So it's just a matter of actually getting down to the nitty gritty and cleaning it. Like I said, it was missing the directions, but this box was so flawless I couldn't pass it up. The guy was like, well, you could bring your copy in and I'll just swap you boxes. And I was like, hey man, that's cool. I mean, that's a good offer, but I think I'm just going to buy it because my copy is my original copy from when I was a kid. And he goes, oh, I can understand that, dude. So it was just like, I went and bought it. I paid what the going rate for the card is there, which is $25. I know that might be a little expensive, but it was actually one of those things where I was just like, it's my favorite game on the Super Nintendo. So, there's a lot of good role playing games, and stuff, but Super Metroid's my favorite. So, went and picked it up. Snatcher was kind of not an afterthought, but it was one that I saw on accident because people were looking in the case and I heard somebody say the name. Otherwise, I might have not even looked in that case. And then I actually left it there the night I saw it and went back and picked it up the following day just because I had to think about it for a little while because it was a little pricey. Uh, and like I said, I'll let you all think about it. But the third game I picked up was Fatal Frame 3 for the PlayStation 2. I love the Fatal Frame series. I've beaten the second game. I have the first and second game for the Xbox and the second game for the PlayStation 2. I would like to pick up the first one for the PlayStation 2, so I have all three for the PlayStation 2. I don't think this was released for any other console, but I'm not 100%. This was also flawless, but it's just I overpaid a little bit for this because I hadn't been online in a while to price this. So I paid about 30 for this, and I probably could have picked up a copy for about 20 and then paid for the $4 or $5 shipping. So I probably could have got it about $5 cheaper if I would have held off or checked online. But whatever. It was one of those things where I saw it in the moment. So what I ended up doing was picking up those two things that night, and then the next day I went back and because I was worried that they had sold Snatcher and it was still there, so I looked around for a little bit and I found this, so I went and picked it up. It was an in-box Sega Saturn controller. It's just a controller in the box, but it was only $4. It does have like a sticker from like a Babbage's or something on it, and it's not in horrible shape. I mean, the controller's a little dirty, but it's not that scuffed up. But it was in the box and it was $4. And I had my controller and my other stuff for the Sega Saturn that Ryan right now sent me, which I still can't believe he sent me that. He's too cool for sending that. And so it just seems like around here, Sega Saturn shit's a little hard to get a hold of. And when I saw that, I was like, I could use a second controller in case I want to play that Street Fighter Alpha or Street Fighter the movie or whatever against some other people, and I have another controller. So anyway, last night I ran over to Kmart with my mom. I'm not usually a big, I usually just kind of follow her around and put stuff in the cart because she has trouble. But my little niece was with us, and so went in the toy section, and I actually found this in the toy section, so I went in and picked it up. It's just a little plush Mario doll. Actually, it's got a zipper on the back. I think it is actually like a little bit of a change purse. And then this clip actually clips on a backpack, like for little kids or something. But I think it's like to keep your lunch money and shit in when you're little. But, this was $5, and I thought it looked pretty cool. So I went in and picked it up. They also had some Yoshis, but I didn't think he looked that much like Yoshi, so I let that slide. And then today I was out on my lunch break, and I went over to Savers. They had a Nintendo in there with a NES Advantage and all the hookups and stuff, and they had it bundled for $45. And they also had a GameCube for $30, and I passed on both those. I just don't need any more consoles, but I looked at some of their games and stuff, and they didn't really have a lot that was sticking out to me. But then I went over in their area where they have their books and CDs and stuff, and they also keep some games over there. It's like they have them in a couple different places. So I went over and I was looking in their CDs and stuff, and over by their computer, games and stuff, and I happened to find this one. I went in and picked it up. She only charged me $1.99, but the sticker on it says $2.99. I picked up a copy of Tekken 3. And you're like, oh, cool. Well, my Tekken 3 that I had was the greatest hits version because I already had it. But I picked up a regular release copy of Tekken 3. The instruction book's in good shape and stuff, so I was happy to get a regular release. And then just for the hell of it, folks, I was walking through and I happened to see this old Primus CD, Tales from the Punch Bowl, and it was $1.99, I think. But I had that CD back in the day, but I had a bunch of them swiped from me. And so I decided to pick it up. Primus is one of those bands that you either love them or hate them usually. There's no middle ground. So I love their first 3 or 4 albums anyway. Sailing the Seas of Cheese and and Tales from the Punch Bowl, and what was the other one? The other, not Pork Soda, I think was and Frizzle Fry. Those four albums were great. After that, I kind of quit listening to them. I did buy the Brown album, but after the Brown album, I didn't really like the Brown album that much, and then I kind of quit listening to their newer stuff. So, anyway, that's what I kind of picked up over the weekend. I'm still most excited about picking this up, and you're like, well, what did you pay for it? And I'll let you know. Um, I went online and checked before I went back over to the place. And the cheapest one I could find online was on eBay, and it was in average condition. And I think it was missing the instruction book, and it was $130. So, and the most expensive one I saw was $300. The cheapest one on Amazon was $180, and the most expensive one was $250. And the $180 one was missing the instruction booklet. I remember that. And then the other ones were complete, and they ranged from like $200 up to $250. So this game usually goes for about $150 to $250. And I happened to pick this sucker up here for the bargain basement price of $99.99, folks. You probably think I'm crazy for paying $100 for one game, but you know, when you're a collector, it's harder to stay cheap when you're looking for specific items. And this is one that had never crossed my path, and I actually never thought I'd even own it because it was a little expensive. I mean, like I say, $150, $250, and then you got to worry about it getting shipped and hope it doesn't get damaged. And this is one of those cases where you walked in. I walked in. I was able to look at it right on the spot. I was able to assess what kind of condition it was in, and look at the disc and see what kind of condition it was in. And they told me what they paid. They paid the guy for it was $28. So their buy-in on it was $28. But they're like, well, most Sega CD games go for 50 cents to $1. You know, when we buy them in, and then when we got to this one, it was $28. So that shows you what the rarity of it is. But the guy was like, oh, if you don't think you want to get it right now, I'm sure it'll be here for a while. And I'm like, dude, you don't understand. I don't think it'll be here for a while. Because if there's even one other dude like me, and he's got a little more strong stomach, he would have bought it in a heartbeat. So you can't delay, and sometimes you got to pay to play. Those are the rules that I live by. So I've learned that you got to trust your gut and not walk away from something. You know, even if it's going to put you out a little bit, or you might have to eat off the dollar menu. It's better off going ahead and picking it up and getting by for a week, and then letting it slide, because it won't be there the next time you go. I mean, odds are it won't. That's why I picked up that deluxe Nintendo in the box. It would have got sold, and I didn't really need it, and I really didn't expect to see it when I found it. So it was one of those deals. So anyway, folks, this is kind of my little mini haul of 4 or 5 things, and I'm mainly happy about Snatcher. So anyway, folks, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to get out of here and quit wasting your time. I've shot this video a couple different times anyway. I shot it on 2 different days, and it felt too long, and it felt just lackluster. So anyway, I'm signing off. Thanks for coming by, and I'm going to be playing some Snatcher. I think I'm going to play it on the modded Xbox instead of busting out the Sega CD, but I can play it right off the disc in the modded Xbox. So I've already checked the disc, and it works fine. So I thought about playing it on the Sega CD Model 1, but my Model 1 works, but it's just one of those deals where it's kind of for show, and to pull out every once in a while and go, hey folks, look, this still works, but really it's one of those things that mainly I just want it to sit on the shelf and look pretty. So anyway, folks, I'm out of here. See you next video, and I can't believe I snagged Snatcher for $99.99. I expected that if I ever got it, I'd have to pay at least $150. So I feel like I got a bargain. Say what you will. Leave me a comment down below about it if you want to, and tell me if I got a good deal or if I'm an idiot. So thanks for coming by, folks. See you next video. Any and all new subscribers, how you doing? This is me. This is what I do, and sometimes it's entertaining. So signing off. Bye. Alright, folks, we are here. It appears they still may have it. They've got a bunch of specialty items in this case here. But the one that caught my eye, folks, is right here. Snatcher, folks. $100. I had them take it out of the case. It is in great shape. And I think I'm going to buy it today. Since I've been kind of stingy with buying and not wasting my money buying quantity. I might be able to pick up something that's quality today, so we'll see what we can do.